Hello there. Today we'll do a firewall simulation using Python programming language. I have used two modules here. First is Pygame for graphics and second is random for generation of random numbers used to have different object sizes and different acceleration of the objects. I have used very little math and physics here to make things really simple. Mostly I will bank upon common sense here. I shall start by importing Pygame module. To import, I will use this pip command to install Pygame. It will take some time to install. Alright, fine, we are good to go. So we'll move into driver code. First, I will define my page width and page depth as 800 and 600 pixels. I will init my Pygame. I will declare a screen for my game window with this page width and page height. Okay, and I will then set a caption to my game window called free fall simulation. Fine. Then I will take a variable called running true for implementing my game loop, and this is my while loop. This is an infinite loop for my game window. I'll fill my screen with black color. Then I'll find the event for this. Okay, I'll take all the events, and when the user will cross the game window, that will invoke the pygame.quit event. Then I'll set my running variable to false, and then my game window will disappear. I'll update my display every time. I'll run my code to see whether the window is coming. Very fine, it is coming. Okay. Okay, now I'll take some variables. I'll take one variable for color. The center x variable and center y variable. I'll take two variables, center x and center y, because I want to draw a circle object on my game window. For this, I'll have to define a center, where my center x and center y I have already taken, and then I'll take a radius of my circle, my border width. Then in the game window, I will draw my circle with the screen variable. I will pass the color, I will pass the center and the radius and the width, border width. Okay, and to make the ball visible all the time, I will say Pygame display flip. I'll run my code to see whether the ball is coming. Yeah, fine, the ball is coming on my screen, on my game window. Ball now appearing on my game window. Now what I want to do, I want to set the ball to motion. I want to make a vertically downward motion. For this, what I will do, I will increment my center y. I will increment my center y. So what I will do, I will take a variable circle y increment here, and in the game loop, I will try to set the value to it. Say circle y, I will set circle y equal to radius plus my circle y increment. It means my ball will move with a value equal to its radius. Every time the ball will move with a value equal to its radius. And here what I will do, I will make my center change every time the game window is running. And I'll see the code. Okay, I'll have to increment my circle y increment variable. For this, what I'll do, I'll just increment this circle y increment by 1. So yeah, now I can see my ball is moving. Alright. So here we go. But the ball is moving too fast. How do I manage it? The ball is moving too fast. I will manage it by implement a clock variable using a clock inside my game window. Okay, what the clock will do, the whenever I'll say clock dot tick, whenever I'll say this, then it will set my frame rate of the game to a maximum limit. Okay, when I say 100, my 100, my game frame per second, will not go beyond 100. When I say 1000, my frame per second will not go beyond 1000. So this is how I can check my game speed. Now there is one more problem. The ball is plunging down. Okay, the ball is plunging down. So how do I do it? So whenever the ball touches the ground, I'll not make any further movement. I'll just place the ball just above the ground so that it gives me a good feel of the ball has just landed on the surface. Okay, I'll be not implementing the bouncing effect here. I'll just do free fall. So I'll run my code to see, yeah, the ball is coming fine. The ball is standing on the ground. Okay, so up to this point, I think we are good. Okay, so but the point is there is a free fall motion till now. There is a free fall motion. There is not a free fall motion till now. To make it a free fall motion, what I'll do, I'll simply make the increment, the y increment. Previously it was a linear increment. Now I will make a exponential increment. Now I'll every time the game window is running, every time the game loop is running, I'll be changing my y axis with a factor, with a multiplication factor. Rather, it was previously changing with a plus factor. Now I am changing it with a multiplication factor. So in this way I am going to manage this free fall. I am going to achieve this free fall motion. I want to make another thing here. Every time I am running my game, I want to have a different color ball appearing on my game window. To do this, I'll just take a random color here. Previously I used to take a single color. Now I am taking a random color. So every time I am running my game, I am having a different colored ball. All right. So up to this point, what we have done, we have done one ball variable, we have done one ball object freely falling on the ground. Now I want to have a cluster of balls. I want to have many balls falling at the same time freely on the ground. To implement this, I will have to create classes. Okay. So to implement this, I will create a ball class and I will take ball objects from that class. Okay. So to create a ball class, we will take the init function to initialize my ball objects. To create a ball object, I will have color, center, my center in terms of x and y axis. I will have my radius and I will have my width, the ball width I will have. And I will assign all these variables to the ball object, okay, by using the self keyword. For the color, I will say whatever the color I have passed, I will assign to it. The center of the ball, say center x and center y, I will assign whatever I have passed. At the same time, I will do the radius and I will do the ball width. Okay, so the ball width is something which I can do here, but I will try to do this from my calling function as well. Okay. Here one more thing I will try to do, I will have my self center y. It means every time the ball is moving downwards, my y axis is getting incremented. Okay, so I will initialize my y axis increment by a factor of 1/10 and I will declare that the same in my ball class. So after the ball class is done, I'll write a method. Okay, I'll just run the program to see that everything is going fine. Then I'll do a draw method, draw ball method. In this method, I'll pass my screen, I'll pass my surface and the color of the ball and the center x, center y of the ball, the radius of the ball and the width of the ball. Okay, so these are all the objects I need to draw a ball. I'll use the pygame.draw.circle method to draw a ball. I'll pass all these variables to draw a ball. Okay, so whenever I'll create a ball object, I'll draw the balls by calling this method upon that object. Fine. Okay, everything is fine till now. Okay, in the driver code, what I'll do, I'll create a ball array and the number of balls initially I'll set to 50. Then I'll write a method, I'll write a function to create balls. Okay, I'll write a function to create balls and I'll define the function here. I'll define the function here with a def command. Okay, so here for creating balls, for the total number of balls, whatever I have declared inside my driver code, I'll create that many number of balls here. Okay, so color I'll take random. Okay, every ball I want to draw with a random color so that almost all the balls will have a different color so that we can have a good feel about the multiple falling objects falling simultaneously. Then after the color, I'll give the radius of the ball. So I also want that to be a random value so that I have different sizes of balls falling at the same time. So give me a very good visual effect. So I'll take this. Okay. Okay, right. Everything is fine till now. Just checking that whether everything is fine till now, and yes, everything is fine till now. So my color is done. Alright, no errors. So radius will be a random each ball, so that each ball have a different radius. Mostly they have a different radius. The center x, I also want it to be randomly placed along the x-axis. Okay, so within the page width, it can take any axis that it wants minus radius, so that the ball remains inside the game window. The center y, the downward, I want to start with a fixed location, that is the radius of the ball. Then I'll create the objects. To create the objects, I'll instantiate this ball object, ball class with these variables, and this ball width. Every time the ball will be drawn, it will be drawn with a hollow ball. Okay, no, every time the ball will be drawn with a filled ball. Okay, I'm sorry, the ball with the filled ball, and I'll append the ball objects in my ball array. I'll run my code. It is running fine. These codes I will be commenting because I will not draw a single ball now. Okay, so I will not draw a single ball now. Now I will draw multiple balls using my balls object. So I will not be creating a single ball right now. Right, so I will comment all these variables which I used previously to draw a single ball. Yep, I also inside the game window, inside the while loop, I'll comment this draw circle so that I have no single ball drawing on my game window. Okay, here I'll run a loop to my number of balls, and I'll call each ball object that is already there in my ball array, and I'll call the draw ball method to each object of balls. Then I'll call the draw ball method for each ball object. I'll call this draw ball method, and I'll pass all the required variables to it. Color, the center of the ball, the radius of the ball, I'll declare the center y of each balls, and the border width. Multiplication factor, and I will multiply with my increment variable. And if the ball has touched the ground, then I will simply set the y increment to this, so that the ball will stay on the ground after touching the ground. I'll run my I'll improvise this code a little further, so that upon falling the ball down, the ball do not plunge further into the ground. So I'll do a little bit tweaking here. So if the center of the ball goes further into the ground, I'll just change the center to ground. Okay. So till the time the ball hasn't touched the surface, the increment will continue. Code, there is some error. Let's find out what's the problem. Okay, what is it? Yep. Yeah, none type has no length. It means there is some issue with my balls object. Let's find out what could be the problem here. Where is my balls object? Yeah, this is where I am creating all the balls, and yeah, this is the create balls function, where I am creating the balls and I am appending the balls to my balls array. Let's look further into this code. What could be the problem? Try to understand what could be the problem. Everything seems to be fine. Okay, I'll try to print the ball. I'll see if I get anything. Okay, here's the problem. I do not have any balls here. Okay, I do not have any balls here. Okay, so what is the issue? Let's remove this screen variable because it is not helping me. Okay, it is not required actually. Still the problem is there, some issue. Where is the problem? Okay, I'll print my balls here to see whether the balls are getting generated or not. Yeah, my center X and center Y is coming fine. I can see that. So if I print my balls here, yeah, the balls objects are there. Right, the balls objects are there. Then what is the problem? Why I'm not getting it? Let's find out. Yeah, none. Till now it's none. Alright, got it. I have not returned the balls object. I have not returned the ball. Yep. The problem. Okay. What is it? Yep. Yep. Now everything is coming fine. See? The balls are falling freely on the ground. No big math, no big physics here, just common sense that whenever the ball is coming down, we'll have to increment the y-axis of the ball with a factor, okay, with an increasing factor, so that the ball will gain more and more speed as it reaches the ground. Okay, the ball will gain more and more speed as it reaches the ground. Here I can see this effort with a very slow motion. The balls are coming down. All right, so now the accelerations are different and they are touching the ground. Fine. Yep.